There is a unique kind of power in silence. In a world that constantly demands expression, attention, and noise, the woman who chooses to remain silent often holds a strength that is invisible to the casual observer, yet undeniable in its impact. Silence, for her, is not a sign of weakness or passivity, it is a conscious choice, a deliberate way to maintain control over her emotions, her thoughts, and ultimately, her life. A silent woman observes more than she speaks. While others rush to fill conversations with words, she listens, she analyzes, and she understands. This awareness is not superficial, it is profound. She sees motives that others miss, notices patterns that others overlook, and discerns truths that many prefer to ignore. Her silence gives her a vantage point, a quiet power that allows her to act strategically rather than react impulsively. Society often underestimates silence, especially when it comes from women. People are conditioned to equate speech with strength and quiet with submission, but the truth is quite the opposite. The silent woman can navigate complex social situations with a wisdom that noisy assertiveness cannot replicate. She understands the weight of her words and chooses them carefully, ensuring that when she speaks, her voice resonates with clarity, authority, and intent. Every word she utters carries power because it is chosen, not forced. Emotional intelligence is often most visible in the woman who stays silent. She does not need to broadcast her feelings to be felt, she allows others' actions, words, and intentions to reveal their true selves. Through quiet observation, she gains insight into human behavior and can anticipate actions before they happen. Her silence becomes a shield, protecting her from manipulation, deceit, and unnecessary conflict. At the same time, it is a sword, allowing her to strike with precision when the moment demands. There is also a profound sense of inner peace in her silence. Unlike those who constantly seek validation through conversation or attention, she is content within herself. Her power is rooted in self-sufficiency. She does not fear solitude or being misunderstood. Instead, she embraces the quiet moments, knowing that they are opportunities for reflection, growth, and self-discovery. Silence allows her to recharge, to think clearly, and to maintain a steady emotional equilibrium. In relationships, the power of a silent woman can be transformative. She does not engage in petty arguments or unnecessary drama. Instead, she communicates through presence, through actions, and sometimes through the absence of words. Her silence can create space for others to reflect, to confront their own behaviors, and to recognize their true intentions. She does not need to explain herself constantly. Those who are truly aligned with her values will understand, while those who are not will reveal themselves over time. There is a mysterious allure in her quiet confidence. People are drawn to her because silence has a magnetic quality, it invites curiosity, respect, and intrigue. She does not seek to impress or dominate, yet she commands attention effortlessly. Her power is subtle, yet it influences everyone around her. In a world filled with noise, the woman who stays silent is often the most unforgettable presence. The silent woman also embodies resilience. Life tests her with challenges, criticisms, and obstacles, yet she does not crumble under pressure. She does not need to prove herself to anyone. Her actions, her integrity, and her steadfastness speak volumes. She knows when to walk away, when to endure, and when to act. Her silence is both armor and strategy, allowing her to preserve her energy for moments that truly matter. Moreover, silence allows her to cultivate deep self-awareness. She spends time in reflection, questioning her own thoughts, motivations, and desires. This introspection is not self-indulgent, it is a tool for empowerment. By understanding herself fully, she becomes less vulnerable to external pressures, less swayed by opinions, and more aligned with her true purpose. The silent woman is in control of her life not because she imposes her will loudly, but because she understands her path and moves through it with intention. It is important to recognize that her silence is not loneliness. It is not an absence of connection, but a conscious choice to filter the noise, to preserve energy, and to focus on what is meaningful. She builds relationships with depth rather than breadth, with authenticity rather than superficiality. Her silence allows her to listen fully, to empathize deeply, and to connect profoundly with those who matter. Throughout history, the silent women have been the unseen architects of change. They may not have sought recognition or fame, but their influence is undeniable. By choosing observation over reaction, patience over impulse, and wisdom over frivolity, they shape environments, guide decisions, and inspire action. The world often notices only the loudest voices, but the lasting impact is frequently the work of those who wield the quiet, deliberate power of silence. To understand the hidden power of women who stay silent is to recognize that strength does not always announce itself. It does not need applause, acknowledgement, or validation. True power can exist quietly, patiently, and with unwavering confidence. The silent woman knows this, and she embodies it fully, turning stillness into strength, observation into insight, and discretion into authority. Her silence is a reminder that words are valuable, not disposable. In a culture that glorifies noise and immediacy, she teaches the world that patience, reflection, and composure are forms of mastery. Every choice she makes is calculated, deliberate, and aligned with her inner compass. Her presence is a lesson in restraint, her actions a lesson in integrity, and her silence a lesson in the invisible, yet undeniable, force of feminine strength. Even in moments of conflict, her silence speaks volumes. While others rush to argue, to defend, or to dominate, she waits. She observes, she assesses, and she responds in a manner that is measured and impactful. Her restraint creates respect, her calm inspires trust, her quiet determination shifts dynamics without a word being wasted. In many ways, her silence is louder than any argument or declaration because it carries conviction, patience, and unwavering self-assurance. The hidden power of women who stay silent is not merely an individual trait, it is a social phenomenon. It challenges stereotypes, redefines strength, and disrupts expectations. By not adhering to societal pressures to constantly vocalize, to perform, or to please, she rewrites the rules. Her silence becomes a statement: she does not need to conform, she does not need to justify, and she does not need to explain. Her presence alone asserts value, integrity, and autonomy. Furthermore, silence fosters creativity and strategic thinking. A woman who listens more than she speaks absorbs information, perspectives, and insights that others miss. She connects the dots, foresees outcomes, and navigates complexities with finesse. Her quiet reflection allows for innovative solutions and thoughtful decisions. Where noise often clouds judgment, her silence clarifies it. In essence, the power of a silent woman lies in her mastery over herself. She knows when to act and when to observe, when to speak and when to remain mute. She understands the impact of presence over proclamation. Her strength is measured not in volume, but in depth, not in quantity of words, but in the quality of influence. She is a living testament to the idea that still waters run deep, and that true power often lies in restraint. Her silence also teaches patience and discernment. She does not rush to judgment or react impulsively. She watches, she waits, and she allows situations to unfold naturally. This approach not only protects her but also ensures that her responses are effective and intentional. She understands that timing is as important as action, and that sometimes the greatest influence comes from knowing when to stay silent. The silent woman inspires others without attempting to. People are drawn to her authenticity, her calm, and her measured approach to life. She does not need to perform or compete to gain respect, it comes naturally to those who recognize her integrity and wisdom. Her presence is a quiet guide, her demeanor a model of composure, and her approach a blueprint for subtle yet profound empowerment. Her silence also reflects a mastery of emotional boundaries. She does not allow the chaos, opinions, or negativity of others to infiltrate her inner world. Instead, she maintains a serene composure, knowing when to engage and when to detach. This emotional discipline not only protects her energy but also enhances her ability to influence situations subtly and effectively. Those who underestimate her quiet presence often fail to recognize the depth of her control. The silent woman understands the value of mystery. By not revealing everything about herself at once, she cultivates intrigue and respect. People are naturally drawn to what they do not fully understand, and she uses this to her advantage, not as manipulation, but as a reflection of her self-respect and discretion. Her silence signals confidence, it tells the world that she is secure in her identity and does not need constant validation. In professional settings, her quiet strength often translates into leadership. She listens attentively, absorbs information, and acts with calculated precision. She earns trust because she demonstrates reliability, insight, and integrity. Unlike those who dominate through noise or assertiveness, she leads through influence, strategy, and calm authority. Her colleagues respect her not because she demands it, but because her actions consistently prove her competence and vision. Silence allows her to cultivate deeper relationships. While many struggle with superficial interactions, she prioritizes connection over conversation. She listens to understand, not to respond. She observes needs, recognizes emotions, and acts with empathy. Her relationships are built on substance rather than surface, depth rather than breadth. People are naturally drawn to her because she makes them feel seen and valued without overwhelming them with words. Her silence also serves as a tool for self-preservation. In a world where words can betray intentions, mislead, or escalate conflict, choosing silence is an act of wisdom. She knows that not every battle is worth fighting, and not every opinion requires a response. By reserving her voice for moments that matter, she ensures that her influence is impactful rather than diluted. Her restraint is strategic, her composure deliberate, and her actions meaningful. There is an undeniable sense of empowerment in silence. It allows her to cultivate patience, resilience, and foresight. By not rushing to react, she gains clarity and perspective. She avoids unnecessary drama and maintains control over her life. Her silence becomes a form of self-mastery, a conscious decision to prioritize inner strength over external validation. The silent woman also embodies courage. In a society that often equates visibility with success, she dares to exist quietly, confidently, and authentically. She does not succumb to the pressure to perform or to conform. Instead, she trusts her instincts, values her judgment, and honors her principles. This courage is subtle but powerful. It is evident in the way she navigates challenges, maintains her integrity, and commands respect without raising her voice. Her quiet strength also serves as a lesson to others. It demonstrates that influence is not always loud, that leadership is not always visible, and that power does not always announce itself. By embodying calm confidence and measured action, she inspires those around her to reconsider their assumptions about what it means to be strong. She shows that patience, restraint, and deliberate choices can create results that outlast any fleeting display of force. In intimate relationships, her silence can be transformative. She does not demand attention or validation but communicates through presence, consistency, and subtle gestures. Her boundaries are clear, and she does not compromise her integrity for the sake of appeasing others. Through quiet strength, she encourages respect, fosters understanding, and cultivates connections that are based on authenticity rather than performance. Her silence is not absence, it is power in motion. It allows her to navigate the complexities of life with grace, to observe before acting, and to respond with precision. She does not react out of fear, insecurity, or impulse. Instead, she chooses her actions thoughtfully, ensuring that every step she takes aligns with her values and objectives. Her quiet demeanor masks a formidable inner strength that is revealed only when circumstances demand it. There is also a profound sense of liberation in her silence. By not feeling compelled to explain, justify, or defend herself constantly, she frees herself from external judgment. She is unbound by the need for approval and unshaken by criticism. Her life is guided by her principles, her intuition, and her sense of purpose, rather than by the expectations of others. This freedom is a powerful form of independence that reinforces her confidence and autonomy. Her ability to remain silent in the face of provocation demonstrates emotional intelligence and mastery. She understands that reacting impulsively can escalate conflict, whereas measured composure can influence outcomes more effectively. By choosing silence, she maintains clarity, reduces tension, and preserves her dignity. Her quiet strength communicates more than words ever could. It conveys self-respect, confidence, and unwavering presence. The silent woman also possesses a unique form of empathy. By observing rather than speaking, she gains insight into others' emotions and motivations. She can sense unspoken feelings, detect hidden intentions, and respond with care and understanding. Her silence allows her to connect deeply, offering support and guidance without overwhelming or imposing. It is a subtle yet profound expression of compassion and wisdom. Her strength challenges conventional notions of power. In a culture that equates volume with authority, she proves that true influence can be quiet, intentional, and patient. She does not need to dominate a room with her voice. Her presence alone commands attention and respect. Her decisions are deliberate, her actions impactful, and her life a testament to the effectiveness of restrained and thoughtful engagement. Through her silence, she also cultivates self-respect. She knows that her value is not determined by how much she speaks or how others perceive her. Instead, she measures herself by her integrity, her discipline, and her ability to remain true to herself. She sets boundaries that protect her energy, preserve her dignity, and ensure that her voice is heard only when it matters most. The hidden power of women who stay silent lies in their ability to transform stillness into action. They teach that patience is strength, observation is wisdom, and restraint is influence. They remind us that true power is not measured by the volume of one's voice, but by the depth of one's impact. Their presence, though quiet, leaves an indelible mark on the world, shaping outcomes, inspiring others, and commanding respect without ever raising a shout. Her silence is a testament to self-mastery, emotional intelligence, and strategic thinking. It reflects an understanding of timing, influence, and the subtle dynamics of human interaction. In every quiet gesture, measured pause, and deliberate choice, she demonstrates a power that is both invisible and undeniable. a power that transforms her life and the lives of those around her in ways that loud proclamations never could. Her silence is also a form of self-discipline. In a world that constantly demands reaction, she has mastered the art of restraint. She understands that not every provocation requires an answer, not every criticism demands a defense, and not every situation needs her immediate input. This ability to pause, reflect, and choose her response carefully amplifies her influence and preserves her inner strength. She knows that power exercised without haste is far more enduring than force applied impulsively. The silent woman cultivates patience not just with others, but with herself. She allows her thoughts and emotions to settle, enabling clarity of mind and purpose. She does not rush toward conclusions or surrender to impulse. By moving thoughtfully through life, she achieves results that are both meaningful and lasting. Her silence is thus both a shield and a guiding force, helping her navigate complex social, professional, and personal landscapes with grace. In moments of confrontation, her quiet demeanor can be disarming. While others may respond with anger, defensiveness, or loud argument, she observes, listens, and evaluates. Her measured response often carries more weight than any outburst. She allows the situation to reveal itself fully, and when she finally speaks or acts, her influence is undeniable. Her silence, paradoxically, becomes her loudest statement. Her quiet power is deeply rooted in self-awareness. She understands her own strengths, weaknesses, desires, and fears. This self-knowledge allows her to interact with the world from a position of confidence rather than insecurity. She does not seek validation through external approval, she is grounded in her own understanding of her value. This internal foundation enables her to navigate challenges with composure and to maintain authenticity in all her interactions. The silent woman is also a master of perception. She notices subtleties that others overlook, nuances in tone, shifts in body language, and hidden meanings behind words. This awareness gives her a strategic advantage, allowing her to anticipate events, understand people's true intentions, and act with insight. Her silence becomes a tool for gathering information, analyzing situations, and making informed decisions that others might miss in the heat of noise. Her presence is transformative. She inspires through example rather than proclamation. By embodying calm confidence, restraint, and self-mastery, she challenges others to reconsider their own behavior and assumptions. She demonstrates that influence is not dependent on volume, aggression, or visibility. Quiet strength, she shows, can shape environments, guide decisions, and leave lasting impact without ever raising a voice. There is also a deep sense of authenticity in her silence. She does not feel compelled to perform, to entertain, or to impress. She exists fully as herself, unencumbered by the expectations of others. This authenticity fosters genuine connections, as those around her respond not to a facade, but to the depth of her character. People trust her because she is consistent, reliable, and true to her principles. Her silence amplifies this authenticity, allowing it to resonate more profoundly. The silent woman understands the power of timing. She knows that words spoken too early or too often can dilute impact. By waiting for the right moment, she ensures that her voice is heard and respected. Her measured approach creates anticipation, respect, and attention. Others come to value her contributions because they are deliberate, thoughtful, and purposeful. Her silence, therefore, is a strategic asset as much as it is a personal choice. In the face of adversity, her quiet strength shines brightest. She does not seek pity, sympathy, or recognition. She endures challenges with dignity, navigates hardships with resilience, and emerges stronger through each experience. Her ability to maintain composure under pressure demonstrates an inner fortitude that is often invisible, yet profoundly influential. Her silence protects her from unnecessary conflict while preserving her ability to act decisively when necessary. Her silence also nurtures creativity and innovation. Free from the constant noise of reaction and opinion, she can reflect deeply, imagine broadly, and think critically. This mental space allows her to generate original ideas, craft thoughtful solutions, and approach problems with a perspective that others may overlook. In this way, her quiet presence is not a limitation but a source of endless possibility and insight. Ultimately, the hidden power of women who stay silent lies in their ability to balance presence with restraint, observation with action, and thought with execution. They move through life with intention, navigating social, personal, and professional landscapes with wisdom and grace. Their influence is subtle yet profound, shaping outcomes, inspiring respect, and commanding attention without the need for overt display. The silent woman teaches an invaluable lesson, that strength is not always loud, that leadership does not require dominance, and that influence is most enduring when it is thoughtful and measured. She demonstrates that true power lies not in the number of words spoken, but in the depth of impact achieved through deliberate action and quiet confidence. Her presence is a reminder that patience, reflection, and self-mastery are forms of strength that cannot be measured by volume or visibility, yet shape the world in profound and lasting ways. In conclusion, the hidden power of women who stay silent is a force that is subtle, strategic, and transformative. It is a power born from self-awareness, emotional intelligence, and deliberate choice. It is expressed through restrained observation and thoughtful action rather than words. Those who underestimate the silent woman may be surprised to find that her quiet presence carries a depth of strength far beyond the reach of noise. Her influence is enduring, her authority unquestioned, and her power undeniable. To embrace silence is to embrace mastery, mastery over oneself, mastery over influence, and mastery over life's complexities. The woman who remains silent embodies this truth, turning quietude into strength, observation into insight, and restraint into an invisible, yet unmistakable, force of feminine power. Her silence is not empty, it is full of wisdom. It is not weakness, it is unwavering strength. It is not submission, it is sovereignty over her own life. In every pause, every observation, every deliberate choice, the silent woman demonstrates that the greatest power often lies not in what is spoken, but in what is understood, felt, and realized without a single word. Her quiet strength leaves an indelible mark on those who encounter her. It inspires, it commands respect, and it transforms perspectives. Through silence, she shows that true power is timeless, enduring, and profound. She is a living testament to the idea that the deepest influence comes not from volume, but from presence, not from noise, but from intention, and not from assertion, but from the deliberate mastery of self. And in the end, the woman who stays silent teaches the world a lesson that echoes far beyond words, that strength, wisdom, and influence are not measured by what is spoken, but by what is felt, understood, and quietly acknowledged. Her hidden power is her gift, her strategy, and her legacy, a testament to the quiet yet unstoppable force of a woman who knows her own worth and walks through life with unwavering purpose.